They've just been beat down and beat down. They look like they've been a few rounds with Mike Tyson at this point. Okay, good morning everybody. It's Tuesday, February 3rd, and I want to give you a little bit of information on some things that we can do, probably one of the only things that we can do for freeze protection to help us with these extreme temperatures. We just came through the coldest part and the worst part that we've had yet, and we've had some really cold temperatures already this year. We hit 18 degrees again. And Saturday, you know, we had our drone demo scheduled and we had to postpone that because of the weather conditions. That front was coming in. We didn't want to do that, but we did. The winds got up, the temperature dropped, and we actually had some snow. We got down to 18 degrees Saturday night with probably a 20-mile-per-hour wind. It was a brutal night, and these things took another beating. They've just been beat down and beat down. They look like they've been a few rounds with Mike Tyson at this point. So they're going to be okay. The breaking point is about 15 degrees, so we were about 3 degrees, and I know that doesn't sound like much. You say, well, what's 3 degrees? Well, if you think about it, water freezes at 32, it doesn't freeze at 33. So, I mean, there is a point that things drastically change. And for us, that's about the 15-degree mark. So we were dangerously close, you know, to having some real issues. So one of the things that we do here, because we don't know, you know, just exactly what we're going to get. They're predicting, you know, their predictions are wrong sometimes. Most of the time, our weather forecast is really accurate, but they miss it sometimes. So when we get down that close and we start flirting with that magic number 15, we get really nervous. So one of the things we can do, if you see these onions, this ground was prepared. We ran our rotavator over it. We planted our onions. We shaped up our bed really nice. One of the things it does is it seals this up, it seals the ground. Now, these onions are on top of the ground, of course. The important part is under the ground, but we do have foliage on top. And this is what takes the brunt of it. This takes a beating with that wind, and it picks up sand, and it was snowing actually Saturday night, had some snow, and it was snowing sideways. So these things were out in it, and they took a whipping. Now, fortunately, it didn't get cold enough, so you won't see a drastic difference this morning, what I'm going to show you. But I have seen this in the past where it was a major difference. And if you look right over here, we took some precautions, and this is what we call plowing. So we got a piece of equipment, it's a cultivator that goes through, and it breaks up this ground. You see how this is so soft and fluffy now? And it breaks that up. And what that does, there's heat in the ground. You know, our air temperature is one thing, but the temperature in this ground is warmer than the air outside. So when you break this up, it lets heat rise. Heat rises and it comes up from the ground, and it gives you a little bit of protection around these plants. Now, it's not a lot, but I did test it. I've tested it a couple of times, and I can tell you it's about a 3-degree difference. I tested before. I laid a temperature probe over here where I didn't plow, and I laid it right here where we did. And from one side to the other, there was 3 degrees difference. I said, well, it's only 3 degrees. That 3 degrees sometimes can be a make or break point. So it is protection. One thing we don't like doing this, we do some damage. You see that leaf got cut off. There's some damage that gets done. Not only that, but we disturb our herbicide barrier, and we can have a weed problem now. But you know, you got to look at the options here. Do we risk having some weed problems and doing a little bit of damage versus losing an entire crop? And we have lost an entire crop before due to cold weather. So it's one of those things we just kind of roll the dice and hedge our bets. We do leave like a control. I like to leave a control every so often. We got 6 beds here that we skipped just so we can see the difference and compare. We're always trying to learn. But this is one of the things, if not the only thing, that we can do for freeze protection. It's not ideal, it's not what we like to do, but boy, we were getting nervous Saturday. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you and show you some of the things that we have to do here on the farm. And I think we probably plowed about 80 acres is what we did on Friday, just to give us some protection, just in case, because you just never know.